day everyone, welcome back to the studio. It's a beautiful day and I'm ready to get cracking with something. I have an idea to do, this is just, it looks like a bit of a mess, doesn't it? But it's only because I've sort of threw some paints on there, and which is what I'm going to do again, because I want to go green. I don't have a green, I've got a gold. I need a little bit more gold. I'm just going to make a bit of a mess, and then I'm going to build up like a collage type painting around it. So I want a few different colors, and the theme is going to be beehives. Oh gosh, okay, so I'm just going to pop that on there. It's very transparent, so clean my hand. This is the what's it called, mother of pearl pigment. Look how beautiful that is. So gorgeous. I absolutely love this, and I'm just throwing it on there. It's in here with just a little bit of alcohol and some, just to make it a little bit thick, I've used the Easy Coat from Tobermans, I believe it is. Easy Coat. It kind of binds it a little bit, and it makes it a little bit thicker, so it's not real watery. But you can't really use it in resin because the resin just does not like it. Epoxy does not like that sort of thing. So there we go. This is just the molten gold in a powder form with a little bit of what's this one? With just a little bit of alcohol, I believe, is in there, or water. It's either water or, I can't remember. Don't quite. No, definitely alcohol. I'll put an A on there. I experiment with these things, and mix pigments with things. This is a really gorgeous pigment. I don't know what it is, what color it is. It's just something that I'm considering to start to stock. It's a color shifting, and it reminds me of Alexandrite powder pigment. It's got a bit of green, but I'll just put that in it. I'm just going to put a bit of all kinds of everything in there. Just like that. Then I'm probably going to blot it down or do something with it. What is this one? Coffee. Yes. This is a nice pigment. So these are not alcohol inks, though. These little things that I'm using here, they're not alcohol inks. They're just I'm not sure what's in them, but they're bloody nice. And this one is the white. I don't know if I should use a white in there. I'll try. I'll give it a go. Millie, stop it. I'm just kind of drizzling. But that color's amazing. Mother of pearl, yummy color. That's black. We don't want that. Oopsie. Let's get a little bit of blue. Put a bit of blue in there. Alright, now we're going to blot it down with something and make it, I'm going to blot it down with. I don't have a piece of paper in here to put over this, so I'm just doing that. Oh, maybe that's a bit too much color now. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. It's just too much color for what I want. It would make a great background for something else, but I'm going to get my disinfectant wipe. That's pretty color. It's like a mauve. And I'm just going to go around and blot this down, which it will pick up some of the pigments, and then it will leave me this background with that I hope sort of resembles like a garden or something that's got lots of flowers in it. So I might even get some more pink and yellow if possible in there. Get some more of that mother of pearl, and then that can be my background. I'm just blotting on the side here. make it look interesting, and then just that's right, we're going to do layers and layers and layers. So this is pretty good so far. Don't mind that. We're going to let that dry a little bit. We're going to get our heat gun. Oh my goodness, guys, I have cleaned up in here and I popped another table in here, and it's so much better. I feel so much better now doing this. What I was trying to say before is I feel so much better in here because I know exactly where everything is and it's so tidy. Right, so we've got that there now. We're going to put this gold away. I've already got lots of gold there. Green would be good, but I don't have any green in here right now. I'm going to add a little bit more of this mother of pearl because it just looks a little bit like little flowers. Just like that. In the distance, that's where we're going to get our lovely pollen from these gorgeous flowers. And then maybe a little bit of gold leaf, hey? What do you reckon? A little gold leaf. So we'll need something. I always get this stuff all over my hands and my fingers. Where's my... Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of glue. Put a little bit of gold leaf maybe on this side. Maybe some there too. Just like that, and maybe even a little bit there. Oh boy, this is stuck together. I need another one of these. What am I going to use? Somebody's listening to country music next door. It's so nice and relaxing. Never was much into country music. I might have to do a little search and see if I can get some country music. It's so relaxing. This is the worst tweezers. Just use my finger, I think. Ah! That's alright. It needs to be rustic. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of this over here. Come on, get off. It's so delicate, you know, this stuff. You just have to touch it and it goes. But that's alright. I don't need a lot of it. I just need some. And knowing me, I just keep going and going and going with it. But that'll do. Resin will cover all of this. A good friend resin will fix everything. Righto. That's that. Oops. Oh, I forgot where I got this one from. In there? No. Down there. Right, so that is pretty good. I have funny bird talking to me. That's pretty good, that mixture. It looks like it's trying to set on there. See how it's thickened? That's pretty good. I'll leave some blobs on their own like that. But I do need like a little bit of yellow maybe, which I need to go and find now. Okay, got some glitter. This one's called Crushed Ice and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So I'm just going to sprinkle it just on top of this guy. That's all. Because when this, just because like, stop it, Millie and Mia. Because when this PVA glue dries, it'll dry obviously clear, and then this glitter will just pop, you know. That's the idea. But anyway, we'll see now what happens. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of gold paint, not quite what I was after, but it will, I think it will stand up. So I just want to, and the resin will sort of go on top here. Oh. Just very sort of rustically just throw it on. I like doing that, and then it just catches. Not quite that wasn't meant to be like that, but anyway, it is what it is now. I will use my palette knife for that. Just want to sort of drag some in the middle. A lot of that will be covered and you won't be able to see it, a lot of it, because of the, just want to go like that. A lot of that will be covered, as I said. Alright. I think I'd like some greenery as well. So I might just mix up some. Okay, so I've got some forest green pigment. It's pretty deep green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up with a little bit of PVA glue, and it'll kind of go pretty dull in color. It'll change color and it'll go turn opaque, but that does not worry me. It needs a little bit more because PVA glue will dry clear, so then you won't be able to see any of that. But I do need a little bit of, and that green will go back to its natural kind of beautiful deep green, although this mixture is quite nice too. So I'm just going to go and dab everywhere a little bit of that too, just to give it some extra. And I will put some more of that mother of pearl on there as well, because I keep losing them now. See, it needs a little bit of green. That's going to be the background. Now we're probably going to give it a white wash just to dull it all down again. A lot of preparation for something that's going to cover most of the background, you know. But that's what you do. It's all about layering. It's all about layers. Right, that's good enough now. I don't want too much. I just want to add a little bit there maybe. Whatever I have left, I'm just going to sort of just go around, because I will paint that after anyway, so just don't want to waste anything. There. Stay there. Then I might just go like that. Very gently. This is around it, so it's not going to scratch it, but will hopefully help pick up some, make a little bit of a pattern underneath there. Now that's pretty good. Very good. And now where's my few more drizzles? And I still don't have my yellow. I'll have to get that of my beautiful blossoms. Okay, that'll do. Now I've got to wait for that to dry. I'm going to let it dry naturally, I think. Plus, you've got to go and I'm waiting for a delivery. So, I'm going to let it dry naturally. And then tomorrow I'm going to come in, but I want to tell you what I'm going to do. I've got lots of, oh my goodness, got caught. I've got lots of things that, from molds and things like that, that I collect. Even, whoopsie, things like this. Which was in a cup. But it would make a really nice basket and maybe put some like little pretend eggs in there and things like that. I don't know, I always think of these things. So I've got lots of these and I'm going to build like a hive. And this is going to be, whatchamacallit, the like honeycomb. Oops, wrong. So I've got quite a few of those, and that's because I have a mold, and I flip the mold over the other side, and then you all these ones pop out of it when you do it. And I've got little bees, and yeah, I've got lots of little bees, bigger bees. That's a little bit bigger, and I've got the black ones as well. So yeah, I'm thinking of building that kind of thing around, maybe even throw a butterfly in there. That's from a mold as well. See, I just bent it just looks really pretty when you play with it. Molds are so much fun when you know, don't just leave them as they are. And then I might just even have a few leaves kind of like dangling or falling off a tree or something like that. I don't know. I've got this guy who's going to be in the center. That's going to be like the queen. And that's another thing. This is another thing from a mold. See if I can find the mold for you. Maybe is it? Here it is. See that? Can you see the bee? Can you see the bee? If I move this, you might be able to see it better. Yeah, you can see the bee there. So you're supposed to pour in, and then when you pour over that, that's in the bottom of the holder. This holds a little, where is it? It just comes out like this. Comes out like that. I painted that in, but can you hear that? That's because that's sort of above the mold just a little bit. So that's what I did. Ooh, goodness, slippery fingers. Yeah, I just, the moon, that's for another one. What did I do with, oh, here it is. So I just painted that on the outside just with some gold and some bronze, and then I poured a little bit of clear over it just to sort of set it on the actual bee. And then that's what I got. That's what I pulled out. So I'm going to use that in the center as my feature. That's going to be my queen. Okay, so that's the plan anyway. I'm so glad that I've tied it up in here because I can find every mold now. Anything I'm looking for, I can find it. And I hope it stays like that, you guys. Anyway, I will see you again tomorrow. And it'll only be like a second for you. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back the next day. I've only got time to do a couple of little things. I'm just going to get some of this wax and pick out the smaller bits, or pick the bigger bits and take them out of here, because I'm going to try and melt it down with my heat gun, which will be interesting to see. I do like to play with fire. I have some small, I literally cut these with a knife. I kind of just shredded it with a knife. But I do want to use the smaller bits mainly and pull out these big bits. Some of them, not all of them. Excuse me. It's going to be interesting to see because this guy's meant to sit on top there, which will, if I have to repaint that to make it more visible, then I will. It's no problem for me. But I definitely want to have this, the real thing in here, which is this gorgeous beeswax that my old beautiful bees made a while ago. I don't have them anymore because I'm not on that property anymore, so I do love bees and we've got to protect them. Okay, fingers crossed guys, and I don't burn something. I did it very slowly and delicately, and it definitely worked, and it's looking great. I love how it's melted, but got to be careful with this canvas now. Wow, okay, that's looking great, isn't it? And see how it's starting to solidify? You can actually see that. I might do a little bit more. If I could pick some other little ones and just put them scattered maybe up here. It's got to be building down there, maybe here. Small. Now I could have, you know, put the beeswax in like a cup or something, and or a bowl, and melted it down and poured it on there, but that's not the idea. The idea to have it like this, scattered. That's what I want. Just building it as I go. Of course, if you haven't done it before, you're never really sure about how it's gonna turn out, but it's fun testing it out and having a go. Okay, go again from up high always. You know, they're so light they'll fly off, so you've got to make sure you have them melt a tiny little bit, warm up a little bit, so then they stick. Okay, so be very patient. Because it's so cold in here, it starts to solidify as soon as you move that heat away from it. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep these just in case. These are really special because they actually came from, I know where they came from, you know. I know the bees that you know, made them. So just leave it like this. Beautiful. What a beautiful, gorgeous, subtle honeycomb color. That's so sweet. Now I've got to look up there and see if I can actually see this guy. gonna have to play with the, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more to this guy so he stands above that and you can actually see it, and that's the first thing that you want to see. All right, so I'll be I'll be back. Just going to saturate him in this gold. Probably should use a little bit of some dark color too. Oh, that definitely helps. Alrighty. And then go and wipe or scratch off those other bits that don't belong there. I know, it looks messy. I'm very impatient. And I just want to get it done. And I feel like I've already spent enough time on this guy. What I will do is, so that we can see him better, is just go do an outline with black pen. Make it like a bit of a caricature, but yeah, I will play with the black pen because he needs to stand out, you know. Okay, I'll do that next. Okay guys, I've decided to pop this guy on top there because see, that's standing up a little bit too much, so I just want to pop him in there and push him down because I realized once I put my resin on top he'll be too high, so that's why I got to do it like this. While it's wet, that's pretty cool, and then I can always go over the top of him with the pen. The thing about resin, you can kind of mold it down a bit more. I'm just pushing him, that's pretty hot, down, and the wings should stand up a bit more. That is hot, but I am doing it with my fingers, tips of my fingers, because I want the indentation. I don't want to use something that's gonna damage my the body of the bee, you know. If I use something that's plastic or whatever, it's or even something that's like fabric, it'll mold in there, and I don't want that. But I want the body to be pressed down a bit, and the wings look like they're standing above the body now, which is pretty cool. So that's starting to cool down, which is great. Push those things in. Once the resin covers all of this, it'll be so good. Oh, it's a little bit crooked, that's alright. I can maybe move him a little tiny bit. I could have even had her on the side, but that's alright. I like the wings sticking out a little bit. That's so cool. That's really cool. it doesn't like that, does it? It comes off easy because it's... Just want to see if I can possibly cut. Yes, I can. Just the bottom of this wing. How cool is that, huh? Didn't think of that before. I only just thought of it now. This is what happens. Just go with it. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Bugger me. Sorry about that. A bit more heat. Ooh, hot, 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 mama. Now we're going to go down like that. I have to be careful because this is cured resin from ages ago. I don't want to snap anything, you know. Can't remember which resin I used. Definitely not high temp because there's no way you can cut at high temp once it's been done like that. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now what I've got to do is melt this thing down a bit again. Maybe I can even go sideways. Wouldn't that make it fun? Yeah, why not? Let's do it like that. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, I really like that. Come on. Start setting. I mean cooling. So I want you to stay like that now. I'm going to have to stick something underneath there. Yeah, I'm going to have to stick something underneath there. That is going to be so cool. Wow, okay, awesome. Just a little close up so you can see what it looks like at the moment. I think I made it a bit too busy around the outside. I can still fix that. Okay, I'll have to think about that.